How do you deal with an unawakened partner that wants to learn but not ready to ascend yet? Do I engage in romance by loving, observing, or would it be a waste of my time completely? Now, again, I'm not a home wrecker. So what I'm telling you, just to answer this in two parts, is one, this question, I'm going to answer the latter before the former. Do I engage in a romance by loving? Okay. I want to actually speak to very briefly that we expect so much from others that it's starting to get borderline mythical. That's what I feel like that Buddy does highlight a lot, is people want so much from their partner. When you do the percentile of how many people are available like that, you're almost at like a 1%, a 0.5%. So it becomes unrealistic to expect certain things from others, right? Also, someone may be playing a role in your life that, while you're reading all this namaste work and, you're paying for all these veggies and stuff and all this stuff is expensive and they're still working. And you may be coming down on them like you need to leave that job and all that kind of stuff, but they're paying for how you're able to sustain yourself. Maybe you should see that person as making some type of sacrifice so that way you can actually be able to even do what you're doing. And you should take the opportunity while you have that comfort to actually get more aware of who you truly are. Because, you are going to need to stand on your own and you're going to need to actually be secure within yourself. And so are they. And when you can align two beings that are doing that together, there for sure is nothing in the physical plane that they can accomplish together. So that's that first, remembering that, you don't want to, get mean and angry and, try to feed the situation because you already know what that creates. So stay in that frequency, especially in a relationship and there's children involved, where you can handle that with your heart, handle that with the love, handle that in that space because you've already opened up that with that person. But as it goes on, the first part of the question, how do I deal with the unawakened partner that wants to learn but not ready to ascend yet? Learn the difference between ascension and activation. They're two different things. There's a fine line. But there is a difference between now I'm going to actually perform the great work. I'm going up there. I'm about to do something that is going to cause my third eye to begin to open. But I'm prepared for it because I went through the activation process. And the activation process, which is a part that we're carving out specifically inside the university, it involves actually educating the body and the soul about their union and their partnership and what's one being's responsibility and what's the other being's responsibility. So that way they don't overlap. So this actually brings you to a stage where you're going through the activation process with your partner and he sees what he's learning. If that's a male or a female, she sees what she's learning as part of the process to get to the ascension. Because a lot of us want to just have them activate right away when if they're not, what we know activation really is, if they're not ready to unlock Kundalini because they're not ready to go back through hundreds of years at least down the coil, because that's what Kundalini does. It unlocks the DNA strand and you feel yourself from 100 years and more back. So all of those things that you did or your great-great-grandmother did, your great-great-grandmother, everybody connects in your bloodline, all that needs to be solved. And some people need the activation process so they can start cleansing that first before they fling open the door. So that's good advice, learning the difference between those two and then sharing that with your partner. And also, being compassionate. It's the compass to Zion. Not everybody is ready to just accept all of this. And sometimes we need to get a little bit more eloquent at how we're presenting it. And so if you need to know the knowledge first, and then you'll know how to roll out the knowledge, right?